for new partners to join us as we scale up. The next step is to establish a flagship campus in the capital city from which we will launch sustainable and locally led vocational programs throughout the country, equipping more than 1,000 students like Augusto each year with the skills that they need to be the future leaders of Guinea-Bissau and to transform their country from the inside out. Thank you.
Good morning. 6% of young people in sub-Saharan Africa attend college. This percentage is so small, you can be sure they'll be running the show in 20 to 30 years. Africa's upcoming leaders in business, government, and NGOs are sitting in a college classroom today, and how they are educated matters. Jossi University in Ghana fosters ethics, innovation, and entrepreneurship in a diverse community. The curriculum combines a liberal arts core with majors in business, computer science, and engineering, and a 4-year focus on leadership development. Jossi's 900 students come from 21 African nations. Half are women, half receive financial aid. Together, they develop technical excellence in their fields, gain a deep sense of civic responsibility, and the vision they need to navigate and lead in a changing world. These qualities are what set Jossi alumni apart. To date, 90% of Jossi's graduates stay in Africa to work for progress on their continent. At a time when unemployment for college graduates in Africa is rampant, 100% of Jossi graduates find quality placement. The Jossi model is working. Jossi graduates are growing local and international businesses. They're building new enterprises and sustaining and growing NGOs. They're designing solutions to challenges and problems in their communities. Our world needs more Jossi graduates. Jossi is working hard to grow its student body and to boost the quality of higher education in Africa, but we need your help. I'm Joanna. Come talk to me about how you can partner with Jossi and contribute to a renaissance in Africa. Thank you.
So show of hands, who here has heard of Burkitts lymphoma? So the Burkitts Lymphoma Fund for Africa, or BLFA, is a Seattle nonprofit dedicated to curing African children with this very aggressive cancer. The BLFA's mission is illustrated in the story of Gideon, a 6-year-old Kenyan boy. Gideon has Burkitts lymphoma, the fastest growing of all human cancers, the most common childhood cancer in sub-Saharan Africa, and the cause of frequent disfiguring facial masses as shown on the left. Importantly, Burkitts lymphoma, because of its very fast growth rate, is highly sensitive to chemotherapy. So only 3 weeks into BLFA-funded therapy, Gideon's tumor has shrunk considerably, and at 6 weeks, he looked like a normal boy. The BLFA funds all aspects of the care of pediatric Burkitts lymphoma patients, including diagnosis, chemotherapy and other medicines, staff salaries, and social support, including transportation from the villages to hospitals for patients and their families. And based on our work in Africa since 2012, we can treat these patients for about $600 each to give them a chance at a full life. The complexity of treating such an aggressive cancer in a distant, resource-challenged area has required our board to include a lot of different professionals with the advanced degrees shown there, and I'm proud of the board. But we have much work to do in front of us. Malaria is the key cofactor in Burkitts lymphoma, so the area of need for our work is the entire malaria belt in Africa, shown in red. Since 2012, we've mostly focused in the Lake Victoria area of sub-Saharan Africa, contributing to the treatment of over 500 patients with this disease. But great need persists, and with the help of people in this group, we hope to diversify in Southern Africa. We have a variety of local and multinational partners to contribute. So won't you join us? For $600, we can provide these children the same opportunities at a full life that our own children would have with this terrible disease. Thank you.
Good morning, Washington. I am Heidi Peterson, and I am pleased to be leading Mobility Outreach International, where we bring mobility to people around the world. I want to introduce you to Figgy. Figgy suffered the loss of his leg in the 2010 Haiti earthquake. A few months ago, a volunteer in Seattle identified him and let us know about his situation. He loves basketball, and while before he could barely walk, today he can dribble. He's an example of the 1 billion people across the globe that suffer some form of a disability. Did you know that they are the world's largest global minority? We exist because of the generosity of the University of Washington and the late Dr. Burgess, who kicked this work off just about 30 years ago. We're based in Seattle, and we believe in serving as many people as possible right now across 3 continents in 5 countries. Over 100,000 people to date. We do this very important work through prosthetics and orthotics workshops, helping people to be trained to become prosthetists. We help prevent neglected clubfoot for as little as $250 a year through casting and shoe braces so that kids can avoid a lifetime of disability. For those that are neglected, we offer surgery free of charge from our board members who travel and do this important work, some of whom work for Seattle Children's Hospital. The Global Clubfoot Initiative has the bold goal to end clubfoot as a disability by the year 2030. And our premier program that's very new to us, in the last 2 years, we're helping create small businesses that are privately owned and operated so we can help make repairs on people's prosthetics and orthotics. And you know what? We need you. We need partners, not just pockets. Do you know somebody who could help us with supply chains, social media, maybe become a member of our board? I would love to continue the conversation, and I hope that you'll find me sometime today and we can talk further.
"13 villages. 13 villages located in one of the most beautiful, yet also one of the most unstable places on Earth. Home to the longest running civil war in history, home to over 54 million people living in extreme poverty. This is Congo, and this is Muno. Muno develops local leaders in the eastern Congo to end extreme poverty and conflict through their own communities. We build businesses and organize communities at the grassroots level. We do this as the means to break the cycle of extreme poverty and of war. We partner with these communities in a land that is equipped with incredible assets of natural talent and resources. Resources that are given opportunities to provide access to things that have not been realized. Congo is home to some of the most fertile soil on Earth, perfect, in fact, for farming. It's also equipped with some of the most incredible and creative workforces that we've seen. Muno starts first by listening to our partners, working alongside those partners to unlock the given assets in an opportune area. Then we provide financing, training, and provide market resources. We do this in a way to break the cycle of extreme poverty. And we found that our model, it's working. In just over 3 years, we've impacted over 5,000 Congolese partners. Peace, it turns out, is a natural outcome of economic opportunity. When families and communities have an opportunity to eat, provide for their homes, and have hope for their future, poverty begins to disappear, and challenges are able to be achieved. We're seeing change in one of the most challenging places in the world, and the best part is we aren't the ones doing it. We've seen that when the extreme poor are able to be empowered, they are the ones that own the solutions, and they are the ones in charge. To us, global leadership looks a lot like the rural farmer in Congo. Join us today to empower the local farmer, the ones who are changing the world.
Hi, I'm Ferdouz Oneza from Spriha Foundation. Spriha is a Bengali word meaning zeal, zeal to break the cycle of poverty. Meet Muhammad Zafar Alam. He and his family of 9 live in a Rohingya refugee camp in Bangladesh. They have fled Myanmar to avoid mass killing. Their entire village was burned to the ground. People, including children, were shot and stabbed to death. Women were gang raped. They were able to flee, but now they lack basic necessities. This is the fastest growing refugee crisis in the world. About 1 million people live in these refugee camps. Just think about the magnitude by putting all the people in Seattle without home, without shelter, without food and health care. Like Zafor's family and many others, they don't have health care. Their children are not going to school anymore. To address this, Spriha is working on the ground with our partners. We have a successful model that is working in another slum of Bangladesh. There is a greater need of health care for women and children. Children are malnourished. Women are mostly pregnant and are rape victims. We are working with our partners. Extend the Day is here, I think. And also there is a need for preschool education. I would like to show you how little can create huge impacts. Of course, we cannot quantify the joy of being safe, but there is a huge need. Spriha has impacted 50,000 lives in the last 5 years. We work globally, and we continue to impact lives. As a leader, we welcome you to join our journey. Thanks.
Hi, good morning. Many of you know me and these talking books from Literacy Bridge, but today we are Amplio because we amplify the impact that our partners make when they can share knowledge through audio recordings